to those of you who are new here, welcome, and to those of you returning, welcome back. I'm Liv and I'm your SU Equality and Diversity Officer, and one of the things I'm involved with this year is the RETG. So, what is the RETG? Well, the RETG, or the Race Equality Task Group, is a collaborative project set up by the SU, the university and Animal Aspirations to discuss and address issues undermining race equality at the RVC. This group is formed of both staff and student representation. The student representation of this group is made up of myself, SU Equality and Diversity Officer, Quentin, our SU President, and Lavinia, Animal Aspirations President. We work together to make sure that our students' needs and opinions are at the forefront of all discussions had by this group. So, how often do we meet? Well, we meet every 2 weeks to discuss and collate the key areas of racial inequality that our staff and students are facing within their RVC experience. We're using this information to generate a report that we're going to present to the university's EDC, or Equality Diversity Committee, the CEC, or the college's Executive Committee, and the RVCSU, or the Students' Union. This report will contain a clear set of actions that we want to see achieved in the immediate future. The report will be completed in the spring term of the 2021 academic year. You might be curious to know what kind of things we've been discussing so far. Well, so far we've had some really constructive conversations surrounding things such as problems that students are facing on placements, how we might incorporate better equality and diversity teaching into our curriculum, and how we might improve reporting processes for our students and staff members. It is discussions such as these that have led to the creation of a brand new report and support tool developed in collaboration between the SU and the university. It's an online tool that allows you to report incidents such as harassment, assault or discrimination to the university. You can choose to report anonymously, on behalf of someone else, or you can choose to speak to a member of the Advice Centre. The SU is committed to ensuring that RVC is a place where everybody feels safe, happy and accepted for who they are. If you have any questions relating to the RETG or report and support, please do not hesitate to contact me at suequality@rvc.ac.uk or Quentin at supresident@rvc.ac.uk. Thank you for watching and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. I can't wait to see you all soon.
Hello, welcome, Precious. So now we are going to take a few questions. I think we've got a few that have been emailed in ahead of time, which we can start with. And if any of you have questions as we're going along, just post them in the chat and Jack will pick them up and send them over to us. Yeah, good idea. Okay, so hi, I'm Quentin. I'm the Student Union President. And Georgia?
Hi, I'm Georgia. I'm VP Representation and Communications.
Hi, I'm Jack and I'm VP Activities and Campaigns.
Hi, I'm Ellie. I'm Vice President Welfare.
Hi, I'm Sam and I'm Vice President Treasurer.
Hello, I'm Liv and I'm your SU Equality and Diversity Officer.
Let's have a couple of questions that were emailed in just to warm us up.
Hi, I'm Jack. I'm the question master. So our first question is, what is happening with beer drinking?
Well, beer drinking, unfortunately, like all of our live events that we'd usually have during Freshers' Fair, is not happening this year. That doesn't mean that it will never happen again. It just means that for this week, unfortunately, there won't be any beer drinking.
Cool. Second question from Bronte in the chat is, how many sports clubs can we join?
There's not really a limit how many you can join, it's just how much you can fit aside your studying, because of course that should take priority. But yeah, you can sign up to as many sports societies, whatever you want.
Cool, brilliant. Another one from the chat is, are we able to join other London Uni societies this year? If so, how?
I'll take this one. So Student Central in London, which you can normally join sports and societies, they've announced that this term there's no sports and societies going on this term. So you won't be able to join any of them now for the autumn term, but they are reviewing it in a meeting in December. So potentially next year, early 2021, possibly you could join other sports societies at other unis.
Brilliant. Another question in chat. When does sign up for societies open?
So you can, if you've been to the Freshers' Fair today, you'll see all the sports and societies will have hopefully led you to their various pages on Facebook, or they'll have their sign-up sheets. So just get in contact with them. You can sign up anytime from today until your last day of uni. There's no limit on signing up. You've got to sign up this week. You can sign up next term if you want.
Cool. Let's do some more pre-recorded one. When and where can we access both the live and pre-recorded lectures? From Aidan Wincup.
I'm happy to take this one. So what you need to do is make sure that you've got your RVC Learn account set up, and then go onto your course page. So if you're in BVET Med 1, it will say BVET Med 1, or if you're on Biosciences, it will say Biosciences 1. Click on there, and in the top left-hand side, you should see your course timetable. Click on that for the week that you want to select, and then included in there should be hyperlinks. If you're having trouble accessing information from your course, the best people to contact are your course representatives, the head of your year group, the lecturer who is taking that lecture, or you can always ping Georgia in the SU an email at surepcoms@rvc.ac.uk.
Yeah, just to pick up from this one as well, I think that the college, they aim to do like a blended learning session at the beginning of each course. So it should be that when you actually start your academic teaching, you should get an introduction of how Learn works and how the new blended teaching is working. But yeah, like Ellie said, any queries, always go to your course rep. Obviously for freshers, they haven't been elected yet. Nominations are literally just about to open in the next few days. But just ping me an email, and any feedback can be, I'll give it to the specific people in the college, or also me and Quentin also meet every week with the college. So if there are any more general queries, we are actually passing them on to the college. So hopefully something happens about them.
Brilliant. One from Harley Andrew in the chat. Are there any RVC sports clubs actually running training or matches in the first term?
So unfortunately, the university have said no training or sports or matches for the first few weeks. This is so that everyone can move back to Camden Potters Bar, and we can see whether there are any cases in the RVC and prevent any outbreaks if there are. They're going to review this in late October, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll be able to continue then. Until then, we are working with all the sports and societies so that if we get the green light, we can just start straight away.
Brilliant. Cool. Another one is Christmas Ball happening?
I can pick that one up if you like. Again, unfortunately, this is sounding like a bit of a bad news trail here, but Christmas Ball was cancelled by the people that we usually organise it with. And given the current situation, I think it's very unlikely there'll be a replacement event at Christmas time. But we are looking at the possibility of doing a May Ball, perhaps in the spring or in the summer. So we'll keep you posted on that.
Thank you, Quentin. Another one of the pre-recorded ones. Do we have access to practice tests, /pass examination papers and mark schemes?
I think that varies a lot on the courses. Often on Learn, there's a learning resources section that your past papers can be included in there. I also know that I'm on the BVET Med course, and I know that in certain years near to exams, lecturers has actually emailed us specific past papers. But if you ever have any queries, it's always worth just pinging a lecturer an email, and they should be able to let you know if there are any extra resources that you might be able to use.
Thank you for that one. How can we access Virtual Freshers Fair?
So I can pick this one up. I mean, there are lots of ways to access Virtual Freshers Fair. The easiest way to do it is to go to rvcsu.org.uk/freshers2020. And then if you go on there, you can scroll down and click on clubs and societies, and you can browse all the clubs and SOCs. You can go into their individual pages. They'll have videos themselves. They might describe the social that they're running this week or in future weeks, and they'll have links for you to sign up there and then.
Thank you very much, Q. What other events have you got planned for this term? Anyone?
Jack, do you want to
I
take
can
this?
answer this one.
Go on.
Thank you.
Okay, well, so it's really exciting that Black History Month is starting tomorrow, actually. So we've got like a month lined up of some really cool like events and things that we really want the student body to engage with. One of these things that we're planning is an event with the university where we're hoping to get some speakers and get a really interactive session going on. So look out for that soon, and I hope you all engage with that.
Cool, thank you very much. Next question. If societies take place in Hawkshead campus, what's the best way to travel and take part in the events from Camden?
I'll take this one. So just to emphasise, they're not taking place to start with. And when they do, there may be certain sanctions being put on, as in Camden, stay down in Camden, Hawkshead, stay up in Hawkshead, to create the two separate bubbles. But this is all uni dependent. If, hypothetically, we are allowed to have sports mingling between the two campuses, there is a train from King's Cross that goes to Potter's Bar and a shuttle bus from there to the campus. But just to repeat myself, this is not happening at the moment, and please do not come up to Hawkshead if you're from Camden.
Yeah, worth reiterating, in a normal year, it's quite easy to travel between the two campuses. So our Camden campus is a sort of 5-10 minute walk from King's Cross station, and then you're a 20-minute train away. And then there's the shuttle bus the other end, which takes you straight to Hawkshead campus. So in a normal year, it's very doable. Lots of people commute up to play sports, and hopefully in October or after Christmas, when things return to normal, that's what everyone will be doing.
Thank you. Another question from chat. I've tried to sign up to some of the organisations, the RVCSU, but it won't let me. I think I'm probably the best one to answer that one. Email me, basically. We're having an issue with some data with the university. It should be fixed soon. In the meantime, if you set up a guest account and then email me that you have, I can give you access to buy subs and stuff like that. Next question.
Just to jump back in, Jack, sorry. I'm just reminding myself, the events that we've got going on. I know someone had a question about what we've got coming up in the next few months. So we're looking at doing an event for Halloween. Obviously, this is just a Q&A with our VP, sorry. Our entertainment officers, we actually have 2 of them within the SU, and they have been running freshers alongside a member of our staff, and they will carry on after that, promoting more events. And I think the first one coming up will be something to do with Halloween, and then we'll have lots going on around the Christmas period as well. So there is lots to look forward to. It is very new for us, and we're learning as we go, but it's been very fun so far, and it's only going to get better.
Thank you, Q. Another question. Is it likely that the on-site gym will be open this term?
At the moment, the Camden one is closed, and the SORC up in Hawkshead is only open to those living on campus and the new student village. Whether this changes is completely up to government guidelines and the RVC's guidelines. Personally, I think it's probably unlikely, especially the Camden one, because of its size. It will open this term, and depends on the university's regulations whether the Hawkshead SORC will.
Thank you. If we are only come to London in January for the second term, can we still join clubs then?
Yep, you can sign up to clubs and societies all throughout. As long as COVID dies down and restrictions ease, we will hopefully, fingers crossed, have a refreshers fair, so an actual physical freshers fair next year. But again, this is dependent on COVID. So yes, you can sign up anytime throughout the year. They're always happy to have new members.
Yeah, and I'd just add to that, sign up now. I mean, one of the things we're really conscious of as an SU is that we're in a situation where we've got students who are on campus, students who are off campus, students living in halls, students living in private accommodation. We've got students not come to university, not moved out of their parents' place yet. So we're really pushing our clubs and our societies to engage all of those students. And so a lot of the events that we've got coming up will be available to everyone, no matter where you are. So sign up now, get involved, and I'm sure you'll have fun.
Thank you. Do we have to pay fees to join societies and clubs straight away on the RVCSU site?
I can pick this one up. So as has been said, you can join clubs and societies whenever you want. It's kind of down to the individual clubs and societies, like whether you need to have paid subs to join in with what they're doing. But a lot of them, especially some of the kind of academic clubs that are putting on talks, you can usually just pay a fee to join just the one talk if there's only one that you're interested in going to. But the subs will be on the website throughout the year and you can pay them whenever.
Brilliant, thank you. Will the societies be running this term? For example, the Veterinary Emergency and Critical Care Society?
Yeah, all sports and societies are hoping to run in some form this term, even if it is just virtually. So they might get virtual talk, virtual speakers, seminars and all that. But yes, they should all be running this term.
Can I just add to this that it doesn't cost anything to sign up to a mailing list or to join their Facebook page. So it's well worth just looking at all the societies and following any that you're interested in. It costs nothing and you can kind of pick and choose where you go from there. So I'd highly recommend doing that.
Brilliant.
I'd also just like to add that it's not uncommon at all to change your mind about which society or club that you sign up to. Loads of people swap and change throughout the year. So if you initially sign up to one and you're not really enjoying yourself, join another one.
One from Wilson in the chat. As an international student that comes from an American system of education, can you explain how the evaluation system here, when are the exams, are we going to be evaluated only on summer?
I can answer
Yeah,
this one, or does someone else want to go? So we have a mixture of summative and formative exams. I'm not sure if you have them in the USA. Depending on your course, you will need to check when your examination timetable is. However, often we will have the formative exams at the end of the year. The best person I'd recommend for you to contact is a SAVMA rep, and they look after the welfare of international students, and they are mostly focused on American students. We also have an international officer in the SU who will be able to help you with any related inquiries. But most of the time, the exams are towards the end of the year, so you can chill out in the Christmas term.
Can I just add to that as well, that obviously it's so course dependent, and hopefully when you get introduced to your course, they'll have the exact layout and you know when all your exams are. But some courses also have in-course assessments, so they're like little exams that you might have at Christmas or at Easter that make up a very small proportion of your overall grade, but you do tend to have some form of exam, whether it be formative, which are the ones that don't count, or summative that do. But yeah, normally it's in your final term that are summative, but very course dependent. Check with your courses.
I would, as a final point, just like to say, please, please, please don't worry about exams. That you're first and foremost here to have a good time, then you worry about your exams. Give it a month before the exam, but you shouldn't be thinking about that now. I remember I was the same when I first started. I was quite nervous and worried about, but you're all very intelligent, otherwise you wouldn't be here, and I'm sure you'll be fine.
Just to add on to that question, do they offer quizzes and work throughout the semester?
I'm happy to take this. Obviously, I can only speak from a personal perspective of being on the BVET Med course, but there are lots of like feedback opportunities. We do a lot of online, I think, well, especially now it's blended learning online for everyone, but there are a lot of like CALs and online things that give you immediate feedback. In the BVET Med course, we don't tend to have that many like essays and things that you give in and you get a mark. That there's fewer of them. But I know it varies course to course, but there's definitely opportunities for feedback from either just online or personal things like from your tutor. So yeah, I'd recommend just having a good look at what your course entails, asking course reps, and just if you're confused at all, head over to your year leader and they should be able to explain everything.
Thank you. One for Liv. How can I get involved with the Animal Aspirations group?
Firstly, I think it's absolutely amazing that you'd like to be involved with Animal Aspirations. They are a slightly different group to the SU. They're a student-led group that basically aim to increase diversity within the veterinary professions and animal-related sciences. I work really closely with the Animal Aspirations president, Lavinia. So if you want to send me an email to my SU account, which is suequality@rvc.ac.uk, I can put you in touch. But yeah, I think it's great that you're already thinking about getting involved in such an amazing project.
Thank you, Liv. More questions that have been submitted. Are lectures that are going to be live recorded and posted to watch later, especially since I'm in a different time zone and wonder if I have to attend the lecture at the specific time?
In general, no, you don't have to attend at the specific time, and in general, all lectures will be recorded. And the university are very aware that we've got students in lots of different time zones, and they'll be making allowances for this. There obviously will be some live things, and given that a lot of our international students come from North America, those tend to be timetabled obviously in UK time, but the times that they're given are generally chosen so that people who are in North America, particularly, hour at which they can work. So it's not, you're not having to get up at 2 a.m. to do something live. But again, have a look on Learn when you get in there, and if you have any questions, come back to us or go back to your course leader.
Thank you. I asked about UOL societies, didn't I?
Yeah.
What else have we got? Will there be other events such as Christmas Ball and Halloween in the upcoming year?
Yeah, so like I said earlier, obviously Christmas Ball this year won't be the same. It's not the same live event. But within the SU, yeah, we're planning to do things for Halloween and future events like that before Christmas.
Brilliant. Bit of a different question to what I've already asked. Can you do 2 sports societies at the same time? Like, could you manage both practice and all sports practices on Wednesday? I think, could you do the practices at the same time?
It really depends when they're running their training and have their matches. If they're different times on Wednesdays, then yes, but if they're at the same time, you might be able to alternate. A lot of the clubs at the RVC and societies are quite relaxed with training, depends on where you want to be in it. So yes, you should be able to manage a few sports societies at the same time.
Thank you.
And also just to add into that, like a lot of sports clubs and societies, some people want to join their sport club to get really involved in matches and be really competitive and train, and some people just want to join because it's a really lovely social environment and a great group of people. Either of these are fine. Just, we all really want you to join some sports and societies and get involved in whichever way you want. And if doing 2 or 3 at once is what you want, then go for it. Yeah.
Bit of a broad question here. What is the Students' Union and what do you do for us?
I feel like I should take this one, given that I am the president. So the Students' Union, I mean, if you want to go back to it, we are a charity essentially. Every university has one, and first and foremost, we're here to represent the students. So we are a union of students. We're run mostly by students. So all of the people that you see on this video call are all students. We're all studying alongside working for the SU. We also have a team of staff who work for us full time, and they really just keep things running in the background. They've been doing it for a number of years. They're very knowledgeable, and they help us run as a smooth organization. But really, we're here to represent you. So first and foremost, if you have any problems, it's our job to take them to the college. So like Georgia was saying earlier, Georgia and myself meet every week, at least once, with a member or several members of the college, and we convey concerns raised to us by the students. And then we follow those up and make sure that they're seen through, and we act, as a liaison between students and the RVC. Obviously, a big part of what we do is also facilitating students having fun. So we've been talking a lot about our social events, and obviously a huge part of that is the clubs and societies, which we've had lots of questions about. I would recommend everyone to get involved with a club and society. At university, yes, it's about getting a degree, but for me, mostly it's about having fun and making friends. And the best way to do that is to get involved in the club and society. It will obviously be a bit different this year, but we're all in the same boat in terms of doing things virtually, and our clubs and societies know that. And like we said earlier, if you join one and you don't feel like it's going that well, just join another. I don't know if Ellie in particular has anything to add on to this in terms of what we do as an SU for welfare of our students.
Yeah, so there are lots of different ways that we as a union help support your welfare as a student. I work really closely with our advice centre, which are a team of professionals who are trained to really know how to support all different student needs. We can help you with finance concerns, we can help you with managing learning differences, seeking specialist counselling or mentoring. We can help direct you to other support services. There is so much here for you at university, and I think it can feel really intimidating coming into an environment that can be quite academically challenging. But just remember that we as a union here want you to graduate, and also the university want you to graduate. We're really here to support you, and so please, don't ever hesitate to reach out and contact myself on suwelfare@rvc.ac.uk, or contact the advice centre as well. But yeah, that's what we can do for you to support.
Brilliant, thank you for that one. We've got a few more questions left from the already on setting. When does the riding team usually train? Are the timetables for clubs set or flexible?
You'll probably have to contact the riding team, I'm afraid, for when they train, but you should be able to find them on the Freshers Fair page. And training is flexible depending on the sport or society. Some of them train on a Monday, Tuesday, so normally you can fit a couple in.
Thank you. How can we report our issues that we have at university?
I think I can jump in here with Olivia. If you have an issue at university, it depends on what the type of issue is. If it's an issue surrounding harassment or bullying, then we have nearly finished developing a report and support tool, which allows you to speak to an advice centre member of staff or just anonymously report anything that's happened to you. And I think, Georgia, if you want to talk about the role that course reps play in helping communicate with the SU and the university, I think that's a really good place to fit in here.
Yeah, so every cohort, each year group on every course has a course rep, and they basically feed back any information that you might have on the course. So any problems, course-specific problems that you have, you go to them, they can then feed it back to me, or they attend the committee meetings about the course, they can feed it back to the course directors. So it's really just a whole chain of this feedback loop. But obviously the SU is also here to take any queries. Course rep elections, the nominations are literally opening in the next few days, so you'll be hearing much more about it then, and how you can get involved and how you can really utilise your course reps. But they're so important right now, especially with all blended learning online, so make sure you make use of them.
Yeah, and just oh no, you go, Liv, sorry.
Yeah, just to follow on from what Ellie was saying earlier, I just wanted to make clear that the SU and the university has an absolutely zero tolerance policy to any form of bullying, harassment, discrimination, any form of an issue where you would make another student feel uncomfortable. Anything like that is not tolerated here at the RVC. Obviously, depending on the issue that you wish to report and the seriousness of this issue sort of varies, determines which route you might go down. You might want to speak to an SU member for some support if it's something that you don't know what to do about, and we're all here for you all of the time. Just to add to what Ellie was saying, we have worked with the university really recently, and we've developed a brand new report and support tool which is live now. So if you had anything that you need to report at any time during the year, and you wish to speak to a member of the advice centre, or you wish to report something anonymously, you can do that all on that website, which is reportandsupport.rvc.ac.uk, and on there you can also find different levels of support, and we'll be putting different campaigns there throughout the year. So if you want to go and check that out, and if at any point you need to use it, or you need to use it for somebody else, or if you want to support a friend and you don't know what to do, please use that tool. And if you have used that tool already, or if you use it in the future and you want to give us any feedback as to how to improve it, please email us and let us know. We're here for you. I just want to make that clear.
Just to add on to that, that link for the report and support tool will be found on the SU website very, very soon. Just to make that clear. A question from Robert in the chat. Can you recommend any apps or programs for keeping track of dates, like a diary?
Hi, Robert. So, good question. Your timetable on it. Obviously, timetables are a bit of a contentious issue at the moment, given blended learning. So what the colleges tends to do at the moment is put a weekly summary on Learn, and this would probably be the same for all blended courses. With your enrollment at RVC, you're entitled to free use of Microsoft Office, so you can download all the Microsoft apps like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and then the one which would relate to your inquiry is Outlook, which is a email and calendar app, and you can have it on your computer, you can have another copy on your phone, and you can have it syncing between the two. So you can go in there and write your own timetable, upload your timetable to it, and set reminders and keep a track of things.
I'd also second that, but it's very good because you often get email invites to different sort of learning sessions that are live, like Zoom meetings, and it's very easy to import them on Outlook Calendar, so would recommend.
Brilliant. A question, does the SU have grants to help us?
Sam,
I can take that one if you want. So like specifically for like individual support, we as the SU don't really have anything to do with that. Obviously we can offer like support to some extent, but in terms of financial support for individuals, the best people to contact are the college itself. The finance team are amazing, and they've got all sorts of grants out there for students who are facing financial difficulties, grants for EMS placements if there's something that you really want to go and do but you can't necessarily finance it yourself. But also as an SU, we financially support most of our clubs and societies. So every year the clubs and societies can apply for grants for SU funding, which sort of subsidizes the activities that club and society put on, so that it's cheaper for the students to take part.
Thanks, Sam. Another question is, how do I start a club or society?
Jack, you might be best placed to answer this.
Yeah, so you just go to the RVCSU website, and we've got a full list of how you do. So just to quickly run it through, depending on whether you want to be start up a funded club, which means that the SU will give you a load of funding, or part of the budget. You need 15 signatures to send. Basically, just contact me. Sorry, I'm making a complete dog's dinner of this. It's all laid out on the website. Contact me at SU Activities if you're interested, and I'll start off by sort of talking you through. We'll sort of look at any potential gap in the clubs and societies for a new one, and then I'll just take you through. So basically, just email me at SU Activities.
Thanks, Jack. We've got 4 more questions left from the preempted ones. I never got an A star or A at school. What happens if I get a bad test score?
I'll answer this one. First of all, like, you deserve to be here. That if the university admissions team brought you to the RVC, you're meant to be here. And being here is not all about grades at all. The way that our testing system works is that you have a lot of formative exams and you get a lot of support from your lecturers, and we've got a really integrative blended learning approach for you this term. When it comes to a summative test, if you don't pass, and the pass rate is only 50%, you don't need to get an A or an A star or a B, you've just got to get 50% most of the time. If you don't pass that, you're going to have a meeting with your tutor to go through and work together about what topics did you struggle on, Then you'll get referred to a team within the advice centre, if you'd like, who can go through your working style with you and work out why you were struggling with that particular topic. You'll then get specialist tutoring, mentoring, and support to help you retake the exam again. We really want you to pass, and university is not all about grades. So there's loads of support here for you, and it doesn't matter if you don't get A's or A stars, because university is a bit more different. So yeah, I hope that answers your question.
Thanks,
Just
Zoe.
to add on to that one, you will probably find it really easy when you're here to compare yourself to other students, especially when it comes to exam grades. Some students in the year will get 50%, some will get higher than that, and it doesn't matter what you get. At the end of the day, everybody is here for the same reason, and everybody has strengths, everyone has weaknesses, and it doesn't matter. As long as you're having a good time and you're happy, that's all that matters. So try not to compare yourself to everyone else, as easy as it might be.
Thanks, Liv. 3 more questions. When are sports clubs returning to sports? I think you've already answered that one, Jack, but just a summary.
We don't know at the moment. There's going to be no sports, just repeating myself, for the first few weeks, just to see if there are any outbreaks, and while everyone moves back. And the university, it's just completely up to the RVC, so it has nothing to do with the SU actually allowing it. We sort of just run it. So it's the university that are stopping it at the moment, and they're going to review it at the end of October, and hopefully we'll get the thumbs up for go ahead then.
Yeah, and just to add to that, this whole clubs and societies is very much, we are here to stand up for the students. So we've had a lot of we've been doing a lot of talking with our clubs and SOCs and putting forward their arguments for why they should or why they shouldn't be playing or running their club at the moment. And we've taken that like Jack said, at the moment, the college decide that it's the best option is not to have any clubs and societies for the next few weeks. But yeah, we will review this, and we will, as an SU, continue to put forward our case for our clubs and SOCs.
Thanks, Jack and Q. Will there be an actual freshers?
So I think we spoke about this a bit earlier. Obviously, this week we're in the middle of our virtual freshers week, and that is the same for all students. We are looking at hosting a refreshers event, so it would essentially be a traditional freshers after Christmas. This is completely COVID dependent, but those are our plans at the moment.
Brilliant, thanks Q. And the last question that we have submitted: I was diagnosed with dyslexia at my last school. Will I get extra time for exams here?
Yes, so I'll take this question. There are lots of support services in place for students who have learning differences. I can't personally guarantee whether or not you will get extra time for exams, but I'm really sure that you will. What you need to do is contact the Disability Service and Advice Centre at the RVC. They'll go through a process with you to review your provision of need and to check any evidence from your previous school or college. And then they'll work out with you what type of support you need for exams and if that does include extra time. But they won't just do that, because we take a pretty holistic approach to supporting students at the RVC. So you'll get support with specialist software, you'll be able to get support with specialist equipment if you need it. We've got an entire department dedicated to study skills, and all of you guys watching this are eligible for a one-on-one consultation with our study skills team, who will be able to work out exactly how you can learn best. You might also be eligible for disabled students allowance. I think a lot of people come to the university and they don't necessarily realise that they're eligible for this, and it's a non-means tested financial allowance from the government that can support you through your university studies. Contact disability at rvc.ac.uk and advice@rvc.ac.uk to let them know about your previous dyslexia diagnosis. If you want some support with that, you can email me, suwelfare@rvc.ac.uk. And yeah, just, we're here to support you. And if you've got any problems, just ping us a message. But you should be able to get some support. And if you struggle with exams while you're here, you might have never realised that you've had a learning difference. And a lot of students come to university and don't realise that they have a learning difference. And in this new support network, they can find some help. So yeah, even if you don't have a dyslexia diagnosis, it might still apply to you. So yeah.
Thanks, Ellie. So that's the end of the questions that has been submitted. If anyone has got any more questions in chat, please make them known. Is there anything you guys would like to say in general about anything, really, to everyone watching?
Can I just a quick recommendation? If you're not already following, obviously, all the RVCSU social media, but I'd also really recommend, if you haven't already joined RVC Hub, which is a page on Facebook, which is actually set up by the college years and years ago. But that's basically where all students post all things RVC, and it's a really good source of information for things happening on campus, and a lot of societies post in there. So I'd really recommend joining that. And I know that a lot of societies have already posted videos and about their socials and things like that. So I'd definitely get involved and get on there.
Brilliant. Anyone else?
Only thing I'll add, well, I was just going to say, if you haven't got any plans this evening, then all our sports and societies are organising various things. So if you haven't already, head over to the Freshers Fair page or RVC Hub, or just search for one of the sport or society that you want to join, and guaranteed they'll all be, or most of them will be, organising some form of social tonight.
I'd like to just touch on a topic that wasn't really spoken about in this Q&A. I think we all could be right now feeling a bit lonely or isolated, and it's really weird coming to university and not being surrounded by friends or family. We're all going through this together, and it's a really shared experience. So if you are having any problems, you just feel quite down and you just need some support, please reach out to the Advice Centre or myself on the SU Welfare email. And it's really important that you engage with clubs and societies, because they're filled with friendly people that are going to really bring you into the community. We're so excited to have you here. And also congratulations on joining the Royal Veterinary College, and you're going to have an amazing year. And I'm looking forward to meeting you, hopefully in person at our Refreshers Fair. But yeah, look after yourselves, guys, and get some sleep.
I also would like to just say that we're in such a unique position here at RVC, where we have such a mix of students and staff members from all different backgrounds, sexualities, religions, genders, cultures. I would urge you strongly to take this opportunity while you're here to engage and learn from as many different people as you can. And also, I'd like to just say congratulations on making it here.
Thanks, everyone. That's brilliant.
Brilliant. If no one else has got any more questions or anything they want to say? Nope.
Welcome to the RVC.
Brilliant. So we're going to end this off with a video from Andy, the chaplain of the RVC, talking about the RVC in general. Thank you all for tuning in. If you have any more questions, there's many ways to contact us on Facebook. We have a contact form on our website, emails. Yeah, there's plenty of different ways to contact us. And thank you for joining.
Thanks, everyone. Take it easy.
Hello, to those of you who are new here, welcome. And to those of you returning, welcome back. I'm Liv, and I'm your SU Equality and Diversity Officer. And one of the things I'm involved with this year is the RETG. So, what is the RETG? Well, the RETG, or the Race Equality Task Group, is a collaborative project set up by the SU, the university and Animal Aspirations to discuss and address issues undermining race equality at the RVC. This group is formed of both staff and student representation. The student representation of this group is made up of myself, SU Equality and Diversity Officer, Quentin, our SU President, and Lavinia, Animal Aspirations President. We work together to make sure that our students' needs and opinions are at the forefront of all discussions had by this group. So, how often do we meet? Well, we meet every 2 weeks to discuss and collate the key areas of racial inequality that our staff and students are facing within their RVC experience. We're using this information to generate a report that we're going to present to the university's EDC, or Equality Diversity Committee, the CEC, or the college's Executive Committee, and the RVCSU, or the Students' Union. This report will contain a clear set of actions that we want to see achieved in the immediate future. The report will be completed in the spring term of the 2021 academic year. You might be curious to know what kind of things we've been discussing so far. Well, so far we've had some really constructive conversations surrounding things such as problems that students are facing on placements, how we might incorporate better equality and diversity teaching into our curriculum, and how we might improve reporting processes for our students and staff members. It is discussions such as these that have led to the creation of a brand new report and support tool developed in collaboration between the SU and the university. It's an online tool that allows you to report incidents such as harassment, assault or discrimination to the university. You can choose to report anonymously, on behalf of someone else, or you can choose to speak to a member of the Advice Centre. The SU is committed to ensuring that RVC is a place where everybody feels safe, happy and accepted for who they are. If you have any questions relating to the RETG or report and support, please do not hesitate to contact me at suequality@rvc.ac.uk or Quentin at supresident@rvc.ac.uk. Thank you for watching and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. I can't wait to see you all soon.
Hi everyone, welcome to the RVC. It's lovely to have you with us and I look forward to seeing you soon or at some stage over the course of your degree, whether you're on our Potters Bar campus or our Camden campus. My name is Andy and my job title is the Chaplain and Interfaith Advisor to the RVC. Most of my role is to offer pastoral support to all staff and all students, irrespective of faith or no faith, or sexual orientation, or gender identity, or worldview, or culture. I'm here for all of you. Feel free, if you want a conversation, feel free to send an email and we can set up a meeting. My email address is asmarshall@rvc.ac.uk, but you can get it from any of the SU officers. Another part of my brief is diversity and equality, so I work very closely with the Equality and Diversity Manager at the RVC, but also with the SU, and I will try and raise awareness around things like Black History Month or LGBT History Month, Trans Day of Awareness, things like that. Work with the LGBT plus SOC. The RVC Music Society works with me on things like Christmas carols, which I'm really grateful for, and I will also try and arrange trips to places, cultural and community and faith places, so that people can learn more about communities that are not their own. Uni might be the first time that you have been so closely living with people from all over the world, from different cultures, from different faiths, different backgrounds, different worldviews, and it presents us with an exciting opportunity to learn skills that we can take with us for the rest of our lives about how to live well with difference and how to understand each other better. And so we need to practice being open with each other, respecting difference. We need to learn how to ask respectful questions about people, about their lived experience, about their culture. We need to realize that our lived experience is not automatically better because it is ours. We need to learn simple things like how to pronounce people's names, and if they're difficult to pronounce, we learn and we carry on learning until we get it right. We do the person the benefit and the honor of learning their name. And we also need to learn people's pronouns and become better at respecting people's stories and people's views. Culture is not the same all over the world, clothing is not the same all over the world, and tastes and food are not the same all over the world. So it gives us an exciting opportunity to learn and expand our worldview and our horizons. There might be opportunities as well where we need to become better at recognizing sometimes when we're excluding people simply because we don't think about how to include them. And that might not be deliberate, but for example, one of the easiest ones is if we plan activities that start or finish in a pub, we might exclude some people who have a different lived experience of establishments that serve alcohol, or who might come from a country which has a different experience of establishments that serve alcohol. And so by starting an event or finishing an event in a pub, we might exclude students without realizing it. And so it's about becoming better at thinking about the other and also about asking how we can include them and how we can include their story, their identity, and how we can become a more cohesive whole. And so I hope that we can be that community to each other and I hope to walk that journey with you and really learn skills that will benefit not only us as a community now, but that will benefit you into your lives in the future and into your careers in the future. A lot of what I do during the year, I do some of that kind of awareness raising and cultural awareness raising and that by events, but I do a range of other events throughout the year. So some of my events are about helping you guys to relax, because it is a busy period when you're studying, and the demands on your time are great. So I will do every Friday a guided relaxation, which takes roughly about half an hour, and that's already set up and running, and details for that will be available in the emails and newsletters that you get, but if you can't find them, feel free to get in touch. I arrange a number of crafting sessions during the year, a couple of crafting sessions during the year, and those are just giving you guys an opportunity to do something that helps you relax, but also helps you meet other students that you may not normally have met. Some of you may already have had your mugs and paints in the post. That's my event, and we'll do something to draw that together online. You can all log in, and we'll see if we can pick the winning mug designs or something. I also, like I said, arrange trips. So normally we would go to, during Ramadan, I'd take some staff and students to one of the local mosques for iftar, and the community there is really good at explaining some of the background of Ramadan, some of the background of iftar. We've been to the Hindu temple at Neasden. I've taken some students to St Paul's Cathedral, and there are other opportunities for cultural awareness raising things. And then I do things like charity collections at different points of the year, supporting places like the Camden Food Bank or the Camden Winter Shelters. So a range of things that both connect us with each other, but also connect us with our local communities. And feel free to email if you've got any questions, if you've got any ideas. I'll happily work with any of you on an event, and that's happened in the past. We've had students doing charity events, and I've helped them kind of set that up. Please do follow my Facebook page, RVC Chaplaincy. All the events will end up on there. I also do some film nights. They happen, I stream them. We use Netflix Streaming Party, and just give you guys the opportunity to get to know a little bit more about each other and the world around you. Thank you very much.